Good morning, children. In today's session, we are going to see the for 6th standard English supplementary, the apple tree and the farmer. So we are going to see the story now. That is in page number 127. So those who have the book, you can take this page number. So we are going to see this now. That is the lesson's name is Apple Tree and the Farmer. So now we'll go. Once upon a time, there was a farmer. Farmer means who? Vivasai we say. Yeah. So once upon a time, and there was a farmer. He lived in a village up in the hills beside a forest. So he lived in a village. Village na ungalku enna theriyum illaya, in the hills, up in the hills, beside a pakkathla, beside a forest. Forest na enadhu jungle solranga illaya, forest. In his farm, where he grew many kinds of vegetables. So avanukku oru farm irundhathu where he grew many vegetables, many kinds of vegetables he was growing. He also had an apple tree. So on the vegetables oda illama what he had an apple tree along with other vegetables. So he was growing many kinds of vegetables, and along with that what he was growing, an apple tree. For many years the farmer and his family had enjoyed the tastiest apples from the trees. ரொம்ப வருஷத்துக்கு அவங்க என்ன பண்ணாங்க, they enjoyed, அவங்க மட்டும் இல்லாமல் அவனோட ஃபேமிலியும் என்ஜாய் பண்ணாங்க. enjoyed the tastiest சுவையானதுன்னு சொல்கிறேன், tastiest apples from the tree. As a boy, the farmer and his friends played under the apple tree. At that time that farmer was a small boy. Okay, or பெரிய ஆளெல்லாம் கிடையாது, he was a small boy. See in this picture here, he is a boy. Okay, this farmer is a boy. As a boy, the farmer and his friends, so boy na chinna vayasula irukku friends vilaaduvanga illaya kuda sendu, and his friends played under the apple tree. Under the apple tree, the apple tree ku adiyila avanga vandu enna pannittu irundanga, indha kizha vilaadittu irupanga. They played hide and seek around the tree. Hide and seek means you know illaya kannamoochi nu solraniya, played hide and seek around the tree. They climbed the tree and swung on it. So they climbed the tree na the area alla vandu avanga enna pannanga, unjal mari adnaanga, swung on it, and on season they plucked and ate the apples. So அந்த ஒரு season, apple season வரும்போது, so many apples were there on the tree, so they plucked the apples and ate that. As the years passed, the boy grew into a man. So வருஷம் போக போக this boy grew into a man. அப்படியே வந்திருக்க முடியுமா, இல்லையா? So he was grown into a man. He took over the farm and continued to enjoy the fruits from the tree. So every year he was enjoying the fruits from the tree. In the meantime, many small animals and birds started living in the tree. So at that time what happens, trees lana ellame birds irukku, edhu venalum anga vandu irukum illa, small animals ella anga vaazhum. So like the same means, in the many small animals and birds started living in the tree. So the house for the birds and small animals, it's a house. The tree is a house for the birds. Then the man's children and their friends. So he grew into a man, he was married and he got the children also. So the man's children and their friends. So even சின்னதாக இருக்கும்போது, சின்ன வயசில் இருக்கும்போது உன்னோட ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ் எல்லாம் சேர்ந்து விளையாடிட்டு இருந்தாங்க. Now he grown into a man. So அவனுக்கு வந்து he got the children and his children's friends were also playing. Okay. So the man's children and their friends started playing under it. So his friends, children's friends were started playing under the tree. The large and shady apple tree now grew old. அதாவது அந்த மரம் என்ன ஆச்சு, வயசாயிட்டே வந்துச்சு அந்த மரத்துக்கு. இப்போ that is when this farmer was a boy, அப்போ அந்த ட்ரீ நல்லா பெருசாக இருந்தது. So he also grown, this boy also grown into a man. Even the tree also has grown up, it has become old. So the tree became old and was bearing fewer and fewer fruits. So அந்த காலம்னா நிறைய ஃப்ரூட்ஸ் கொடுத்துருந்துச்சு. As this tree started growing old, what happens, it started giving only less fruits, fewer fruits. It was nice to sit under its shade in the summer. So அதனால ஷேட் கொடுக்குது. அந்த ட்ரீஸ் எப்போவுமே என்ன கொடுக்கும், நமக்கு ஷேட் கொடுக்கும். ஸோ நமக்கு ஏதாவது வெயில் ஏதாவது இருக்கும்போது நம்ம ஷேடில் போய் நிற்போம் இல்லையா, சேம் வே இட் வாஸ் கிவிங் ஷேட் இன் த சம்மர். But nothing grew under it. The farmer felt the space could be used to grow some vegetables. So அதை நம்ம அந்த ட்ரீ எடுத்துட்டோம்னா அந்த இடத்துல நம்ம என்ன கொடுக்கலாம், வளர்க்கலாம், some vegetables we can grow. He also felt he could use the wood to build a new room in his house. So அந்த ட்ரீயை நம்ம கட் பண்ணோன்னா அது நமக்கு என்ன கிடைக்கும், ட்ரீலேருந்து will get the wood. So that wood can be used to build his house, that's a room to be built, he can use a wood to build a new room in his house. இப்போ புரிஞ்சுதா? That is, if he cut the tree, what you will get from the tree? You will get the wood. So with that wood, he can build a new room in his house. Therefore, he decided to cut the tree. So what he decided now? When I decide to cut the tree, he did not think about the wonderful times he and his friends had playing around the tree, all the delicious apples they ate. அதாவது இப்போ அந்த காலத்தில் பற்றி அவன் யோசிக்கவே இல்லை. அவன் எப்படி அந்த ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸோட விளையாடிட்டு இருந்தான், எப்படி அந்த டேஸ்டியஸ்ட் ஆப்பிள் சாப்பிட்டது. He forgot everything. That is, he forgot all his times, wonderful times. ஆனால் அழகான ரிமெம்பரன்ஸ் எல்லாமே அவன் வந்து மறந்துட்டு, he had played around the tree and the delicious apples he ate. அது எல்லாமே வந்து he forgot. So that wonderful times he forgot. Then rather he felt the tree had outlived its usefulness and should be cut down. அதுக்கு பதிலாக அவன் என்ன யோசிச்சான், இப்போ இந்த ட்ரீ வந்து நமக்கு யூஸ்ஃபுல் கிடையாது, அதனால நம்ம அந்த ட்ரீயை வந்து கட் பண்ணிடலான்ட்டு he started thinking. So when the farmer took his axe and began chopping the tree, so he decided to cut the tree. So he wanted to cut the tree now. He took the axe and started cutting the tree. All the little animals, birds and insects that lived in the tree came rushing down. அதாவது அவன் ட்ரீ வந்து அதை கட் பண்ணும்போது அந்த ட்ரீல அந்த ஸ்மால் பேர்ட்ஸ் இருக்கட்டும், அனிமல்ஸ், இன்செக்ட்ஸ், all were living there, all came there, all were rushing down to the tree. Why? Because he started cutting the tree and they will not have place to live there. So the tree then அவங்களுக்கு houses, so they all came there. So they started running around in alarm. So அதில் சுற்றி வந்தாங்க அவங்க, chirping, that is making sound, and squeaking all over the place. அதை சுற்றி அவங்க என்ன பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தாங்க, சத்தம் போட்டுட்டு சுற்றிட்டு இருந்தாங்க. The farmer was adamant. So farmer வந்து நான் கட் பண்ணியே தீருவேன் அந்த ட்ரீ வந்து சொல்லிட்டு he was so adamant. So he raised his axe and the uproar grew. அவன் கட் பண்ண அவங்களோட வாய்ஸ் வந்து ஏறிட்டே போச்சு. அந்த பேர்ட்ஸ் இருக்கட்டும், அனிமல்ஸ், இன்செக்ட்ஸ், அவங்களோட வாய்ஸ் என்ன ஆச்சு, அவங்களோட they started making louder noise. Okay. The farmer, however, forgot his childhood and his animal friends. So he totally forgot his childhood friends and the animals that were living in the tree. He began to chop the tree harder. Chopna cut பண்ணுறது நல்லா ஃபாஸ்ட்டாக வந்து ஹார்டராக கட் பண்ணிட்டே போனான். All the little animals became desperate and wanted to protect the apple tree at any cost. ஸோ அந்த அனிமல்ஸ், அந்த பேர்ட்ஸ் இருக்கட்டும், அனிமல்ஸ் அங்கே வாழ்ந்துட்டு இருந்தாங்க இல்லையா, ஸோ அவங்க வந்து ரொம்ப அவங்களுக்கு வந்து சோகமாயிட்டாங்க. அவங்க என்னதான் இது அப்படின்ட்டு ரொம்ப கஷ்டப்பட்டாங்க. ஸோ they wanted to protect the apple tree. அதை வந்து அவங்க பாதுகாக்கணும், அந்த ஆப்பிள் ட்ரீ at any cost. என்ன ஆனாலும் அந்த ஆப்பிள் ட்ரீயை வந்து நம்ம வந்து ப்ரொடெக்ட் பண்ணணும்னு அவங்களுக்கு ஒரு இது வந்துச்சு. ஸோ they ran around the circles making a huge commotion. கமோஷனா ரொம்ப சத்தம் போட்டுகிட்டே இருந்தாங்க அவங்க. This brought the children out. அதாவது அவங்க சத்தம் போட்ட இதெல்லாம் அந்த அனிமல்ஸ், birds, so they began making sound. What happens? All the children who were there came out because of this sound. So the farmer's daughter and her friends began to plead with him. Pleadna அவங்க வந்து கெஞ்சி கேட்குறாங்க ஃபார்மர் கிட்ட, அவங்க அப்பா கிட்ட, இந்த மாதிரி don't cut the tree. They started pleading to him. They gathered around the farmer and said, gatheredனா சுற்றி நின்னாங்க, gathered around the farmer and said, please don't cut the tree. We play here just like you did. So நீங்கள் எப்படி விளையாடிட்டு இருக்கீங்களோ நாங்களும் இங்கே விளையாடிட்டு இருக்கோம். So don't cut the tree. These small animals live here. If you cut the tree, where will they go? So the animals, birds are all they are living in this tree. If you cut the tree, means where these animals and birds will go? They will not have the place. They were pleading to him. So you can enjoy the shade when you become old. It is a beautiful tree. So நீங்கள் old ஆனீங்கன்னா நீங்கள் அந்த வந்து ஷேடில் அந்த வந்து உட்காரலாம். It's a beautiful tree, they said. All of a sudden, the farmer noticed a small fruit hanging from a branch. So when they were pleading, suddenly he saw in a tree that a small fruit was hanging. அது தொங்கிட்டு இருந்தது. A small fruit hanging from a branch. It was an apple and looked as delicious as the ones he ate as a boy. So as he plucked the fruit and he started eating it. So it was very delicious when he ate when he was a boy. And yes, it was very delicious. So he plucked it and bit into the juicy fruit. The memories of the fun he had as a boy came rushing back. So அவனோட மெமரிஸ் எல்லாமே அவனுக்கு வந்து திரும்பி வந்துட்டு இருந்தது. அவனை பாயாக இருக்கும் போது அவன் எப்படி விளையாடிட்டு இருந்தான், ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸோட விளையாடினது, அந்த ஆப்பிளை சாப்பிட்டது. He started remembering it. So when his daughter saw the changed expression in her father's face, she started pleading harder. Now his father's face started changing, like older ones நம்ம இது கட் பண்ணக்கூடாது அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு எக்ஸ்பிரஷன் வரும்போது his daughter what she did, she started again pleading harder. இன்னும் அவங்க வந்து ப்ளீட் பண்ண ஆரம்பிச்சா, don't cut the tree father, don't cut the tree. So the farmer put down his axe. So he put down his axe. He understood that the tree was home to many lovely animals and provided them with so many things. Okay, so we started understanding that the tree was a home to many animals and provides with so many things to the children. So he wanted his little girl to have the childhood that he had. He threw away the axe and said to his daughter, so what did he say? I promise that I will never cut this tree. So he put down his axe and said, I will not cut this tree. You and your friends will have your tree and your playground. So they were very happy. So what did he say? I will not cut the tree. You and your friends can play in this under the tree. Okay, and even it's a shade for all the animals, birds. Even he can come and sit under the tree. It will be shade for him. Only I will give shade. So it is this is a story for you children. So I think you have understood. It's of a apple tree and the farmer. Okay children. So they are given here. So did you understand this children, the story? See a question here. True or false they have given. The farmer had spent his childhood playing under the tree. True or false? Yes, true. The farmers filled the space could be used to build a house. Yes. The apple tree requested the farmer not to cut it. False. All the little animals were happy about the farmer's decision. The farmer's decision that to cut the tree. Did all the animals were happy? No. So it is false. The apple tree was home for all the little animals. Yes, it is true. So it was home for all the animals. So it is true. Now let's see page number 129 children. Read the passage and answer the following. It's given here. That is, all of a sudden, the farmer noticed a small fruit hanging from a branch. It was an apple and looked as delicious as the one he ate as a boy. He plucked it and bit into the juicy fruit. The memories of the fun he had as a boy came rushing back. When his daughter saw the changed expression in her father's face, she started pleading harder. That is, passage is given there. So we have to take down the answer from that passage. So the question is, what did the farmer notice? What did the farmer notice? See in the first line, the farmer noticed a small fruit hanging from the branch. So what did the farmer noticed? So what did the farmer notice, children? He noticed that a small fruit hanging from a branch. So the farmer noticed a small fruit hanging from the branch. Hanging from the branch. Okay children. So the next is, what made him recall his childhood? What made him recall his childhood? That is, what made him recall, children? That is, made him recall his childhood, the delicious apples. The delicious apples made him recall his childhood. Delicious apple made him recall his childhood. Okay children, so made him recall his childhood. So what is the next question? Why did his daughter started pleading? Why did his daughter started pleading? So what is that, children? That is, the daughter saw the changed expression in her father's face. Shows he started pleading to him. Okay. So what is our question? When his daughter, answer is, when his daughter saw the changed expression, expression in her face, in his face, in her father's face, she started pleading harder. Okay, she started pleading harder. Okay, children. So this is the answer. So did you understand this, children? So what did the farmer notice? The farmer noticed a small fruit hanging from the branch. And what made him recall his childhood? The delicious apple made him recall his childhood. Why did his daughter started pleading? Recalled his childhood. Then when his daughter saw the changed expression in her father's face, she started pleading harder. Okay, children? So by this we are finishing the supplementary, the apple tree and the farmer. I think you have understood the story now. Now in the next class we'll see the prose. Okay, children? That is in the unit 3. Unit 2. Okay, children? So thank you.